Here's one for you. We got a clap for you. Are we live?
Yes.
All right, we'd like to introduce Karen Ditson from Barnes & Noble.
Hi, everybody. I'm Karen Ditson. I'm the Community Business Development Manager here at Barnes & Noble in Clearwater, and I'm so excited to welcome you all to another great author event with the Ghost Publishing and Eli Gonzalez and his beautiful wife and his family and your friends who come to support him and all the authors. Thank you. Barnes & Noble, we love partnering with the community on literacy, and this is like one of our best events that we have throughout the year. So please follow our calendar, get on Eli's email and Facebook, like us on Facebook, like the Ghost Publishing on Facebook, and you'll find out about more of these events. And without further ado, I know you all came here to hear about these exciting 4 new books we have. I'm going to introduce you to Pete O'Shea.
Hey, how you guys doing? You're like, how many people are going to talk today, right? I'm just setting it all up. That's my job. I'm Pete O'Shea, and I am from the Deep South of Queens, New York. I come from the very bottom of Queens. I know you're going to have a hard time understanding me, right? You look at me like, what language is this man speaking? It's Queensese. Is that right? Good for you.
What part of Queens?
Rockaway Beach I'm from, all right? So it's hard to understand. I get it. Sometimes I bring subtitles. Last week I gave a lecture to 300 men on the dangers of idolatry. Those men left there scared to death to shop at a Dollar Tree. I'm going to give you a second. You got that? Okay, good for you. We're very excited today, though. We're going to have a lot of fun with this event because all 4 authors are amazing, and we're Facebook Live and as we speak. Matter of fact, you folks right over there, I'm going to need to jump in there in a little bit in that area where you are, okay? Because I'm going to be interviewing each of the authors in between while they're signing their books, okay? So basically how this is going to work is this. We're going to bring that gentleman over there, the very, very handsome guy up there in a second. That's Eli. He's the guy who put this whole thing together. He's the one that actually invented books. Way back, he invented books. He looks very young, but he was the waiter at the Last Supper. Is he smiling? Is he laughing? Oh, I'm sorry. And he's going to set up everything for you, and I'm going to go over there. We're going to interview. If you want to, if you're friends with one of the authors, then I want you to come over too and be interviewed and give a testimonial for your friend about their book, okay? Because everybody on Facebook is going to be watching it, and we're going to record all this. Right? Okay. And then they're going to have this to help them sell more books, okay? All 4 of these authors have one thing in common. What's that? Does anybody know? They're local. All of them live right here in this area. So let's hear a hand for that, right? We have local authors who are putting out books to make a difference. All these books also make a difference. That's the key to them also. They're powerful. There's something in there that you need. That you need. That you need. You not so much. Do me a favor, will you just cover that up a little bit? You're showing too much chest to me. I can't. You're right there in the front. It's throwing me off. We're going to have a good time, though, and everyone's going to get a chance to speak. You're going to get a chance to hear all 4 authors tell a little bit of their story today. You can ask a question or 2 if you want, and again, come over and talk to me. Now, should we bring them up? You guys ready? Should I bring them up? Really? Seriously? I'm up here sweating like Dan Quayle at a spelling bee, and you people can't help me. All right, now, this man, like I said, invented books. He is also the preeminent, and we say this every week when we do a show together. No, it's true. He is the preeminent ghostwriter on the planet today. He has written over 70 books himself for other folks. Plus, he's written a book of his own that was like sold to at least both of his parents. And I bought it too. I bought his book, okay? It's fantastic for leveling out that table I had that was wobbly. It doesn't wobble at all anymore, thank God. Oh, hi, bud. All right. He is the owner and president of Ghost Publishing. He is also, again, a great ghostwriter. He has a whole school about ghostwriting, which you should ask him about. If you've ever thought about the idea of being a writer yourself, he can teach you how to do that, okay? So everybody give a big giant hand for my buddy. Wait, what was his name again? Oh, that's right. Eli Gonzalez.
You can leave now. You can go.
No, I'm going to go to my spot. Okay.
All right, listen, welcome everyone. On behalf of the authors and myself, we're so happy and honored that you guys are here. There's a lot of things you guys can do on a beautiful Saturday, but you chose to be here to support them. So that talks a lot about your friendship with them, what they mean to you. And I want, before I introduce the first author, I want to let you know how big of a thing it still is to write a book. You know, the statistics say that out of every 1,000 people that starts to write a book, only 3% actually finish writing the manuscript. From there, only 20% have the courage in what they wrote to publish it to the world. So out of every 1,000 people that starts to write a book, less than 1% actually write it and publish it. And these authors were courageous enough, had enough to tell, knew that their work would help enough people, that they went through the daunting process of writing a book, getting it edited, and getting it published. So it's a very, very big deal to be an author today. I would say that the book is the best invention in the history of mankind. Forget about sliced bread or the Rolling Stone. I mean, that which was written once long ago are now today the truths that we believe in and the laws that we abide by. The power of the written word is never going to go out of style. These four people have leveraged it in a way that's going to help so many people, whether through entertainment, whether through enlightenment or education, through their work. So once again, guys, a very big hand for our authors, please. All right, so right now I'm going to introduce Russ Amerling. Russ Amerling and Andy Harris came to me with a book, and we helped them out. Governor Jeb Bush wrote the foreword for this book, but I'll let Russ tell you guys more about the book. Now, once we're done, whoever wants to purchase Russ's book, come over here. He's going to sign it, and then you go there and you purchase it there. If you're here for someone else, we've got Pete over there in the corner. Stay in the corner, Pete. I thought you were going to say nobody puts baby in the corner. So if you're here for someone else, while this is going on here, Russ is signing books, you can be interviewed by Pete, and the person that you're here for will get the video of you being interviewed telling the world how great their book is or how great they are. So if you came to support. Now, if this is your first time at a book signing, let me give you the secret. You buy books at a book signing. Okay, so if one particular book is probably not for you, it's probably for someone you know. So, without any further ado, guys, Russ Amerling with Contemplate Life. He'll tell you all about his book.
Thank you, Ryan. Is this my magic gadget? I've jotted down a few things I wanted to share with you, but it's not possible for me to really tell you about this book. We've lived it for the last 20 years. First of all, I know there's a lot of people here that don't have any idea what this is all about. You came here because you love me and you want to support me, and I appreciate that. But how many of you, just by show of hands, knows what the Choose Life license plate is in Florida? Not many. Well, you know what a specialty license plate is. I'll bet you know what a Protect the Panther is, right? Or Save the Manatees. You know that. Well, this is the same kind of license plate, only it's used to raise money to support babies, to support adoption and life through pregnancy centers, maternity homes, and nonprofit adoption agencies. This idea was born in the mind of Randy Harris, my co-author on this book. He's a county commissioner in Marion County, or was a county commissioner. And he came up with the idea, if we're saving all these animals, why don't we save some babies' lives? So the license plate was approved by the legislature. Governor Jeb Bush signed it into law. And after 3 lawsuits by folks that didn't want to see it on the license plate, it finally went on the road in August of 2000. Since that time, it's raised over $11 million in Florida, which goes to those organizations that are life-affirming to try and help women in crisis pregnancies make a choice for adoption and life. The book is called Contemplate Life because that's basically what we've been doing for the last 20 years. My story started years and years ago when I was involved in a singles ministry. I was working with single young adults, and one of the young ladies in that group got pregnant and was thinking about having an abortion. We got together and did a lot of praying and talking to her, and she finally decided not to abort that child. Today, she says, Hunter saved my life. Hunter saved her life because she realized the lifestyle that she was living that brought about that pregnancy was one that was going to lead her to places she didn't really want to go, and she didn't want to take that baby with her. So she changed her lifestyle, got an education, got married, and is now living a very, very happy life with a 22-year-old boy that she says changed her life. My wife and I are involved in the Choose Life America organization. Our goal is to see the Choose Life plate that's been so successful here in Florida spread across the United States. When the plate got approved in Florida and went on the road in August of 2000, it started raising money so quickly that we were contacted by 35 groups and individuals in other states wanting to know, how are we doing that, and would we come help them do it? So we became the national publicity coordinators for the Choose Life license plate. We're still doing that today. Matter of fact, as an aside, the Choose Life organization that receives about $450,000 a year to give out to those organizations in Florida, we are willing to give you a $50 rebate if you want to switch your vehicle to the Choose Life license plate. So my card's up here. If you pick up the card, if you want to switch, it's a simple matter. You go in, switch to the Choose Life plate, and we'll send you a $50 rebate, which will pay all of your switching fee and about half of the first year's $25 a year donation. I'm the National Publicity Coordinator, as I said, and I'm also the President and CEO of Choose Life America. Wrong page. Jill and I live on my pension, and friends and supporters pay all the operating costs of Choose Life America. Jill and I are full-time volunteers and have been for 20 years. The license plate is told, the story of the license plate is told in Contemplate Life. I can't begin to tell you what a journey, this 20-year journey has been, but it's brought Jill and I close together. It's brought us closer to our walk with the Lord, and it's brought us closer to the feeling that we're making a difference in the world. How many of you have ever seen the movie Princess Bride? Great movie. Do you remember the part in there, those of you that have seen it, where Peter Falk is talking to his grandson, Fred Savage, and trying to get him to listen to this book he wants to read to him. And Fred Savage says, "Does it have any sports in it?" And Peter Falk says, "Are you kidding? Fighting, fencing, torture, revenge, giants, monsters, chases, escapes, true love, and miracles." Well, I'm not going to promise you that in this book, but I will promise you that this book is going to tell you many true life stories of how the Choose Life license plate has made a difference in people's lives, how there are children alive today because of the funds raised by the Choose Life license plate. The license plate has raised $25 million nationally. It's in 32 states and Washington, D.C. I'm going to have to ask your forgiveness now because after reading this book probably 20 times, I still have trouble getting through it without crying. The stories in there will grab you. They're true stories. They're about life. Jill and I yesterday went to the movies and watched Dunkirk. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to see it, especially the younger generation. For someone my age, it was an extremely moving movie. I was born in the middle of World War II. That means I'm old. And although I served 9 years in the Air Force during Vietnam, I thank God that I never had to fight. One day as I was discussing the horrors of World War II with a young friend of mine, trying to help him understand the things that happened back then, if he didn't know his history already, He surprised me, and he challenged me, and he said, Russ, if you'd have been alive during World War II, and you'd have been over there, would have you hid the Jewish people that were being persecuted by the Nazis? And I didn't have to think long. I'm not a hero. I said, no, I don't think I would have. I'd have been too much afraid to risk my life and my family's life to save somebody that I didn't know. And Robbie said these words, Russ, there's a Holocaust going on in America today. You don't need to risk your life. You don't need to risk your family's lives. You just need to stand up and speak out. Contemplate life, and the Choose Life license plate is how Jill and I decided to speak out. The birth of the Choose Life license plate was a once-in-a-lifetime event. It was the first pro-life license plate in the country. It'll never happen again. And we are privileged to have been involved in that. After watching Dunkirk yesterday, I was amazed by the tremendous effort that was put into bringing those soldiers back from the beaches of France. 338,000 men were saved at that time. They were trapped on the beaches of France by the German army. And although thousands and thousands of men died in that effort to rescue these people, the British Empire sent everything that would float across the channel. Small sailboats, medium-sized fishing boats, anything they could find and get in the water to go over and pick those men up and bring them back. And even though so many were being killed in the process, the rescuers kept coming. Small boats just kept going, and the boats were being blown up and the people were being killed. But the rescuers kept coming. And it impressed me, and it made me think about what we've been involved in for 20 years. Contemplate Life tells the story of some of the army of volunteers that continue to try and rescue and help women in crisis pregnancies. The $25 million that's been given out over the last 17 years is used to pay the material needs of birth moms. It's used to pay housing. It's used to pay doctor bills, groceries, whatever is needed to help these women to be able to financially afford to make a better decision than abortion. Governor Jeb Bush played an integral part of the Choose Life story. You'll read that in the book. He also wrote a compelling foreword for us, and we thank him for that. But I would like to close by reading a short endorsement by an attorney in Miami named Madeline Maria. She's an allied attorney with the Alliance Defense Fund, which is an organization that tries to make sure that Christians are allowed to continue to do the things that the laws say that we can do. She said, packed with miracles from start to finish, this triumphant chronicle is a thrilling celebration of what it means to be American, to be a Christian, and most of all, to be human. This was a battle that involved our most cherished freedoms. It was forged by citizen activists who had never passed a law, but whose grit, faith, and principles always persevered. Indeed, this powerful little book will inspire you to contemplate life. Its vivid stories will also warm your heart, invigorate your spirit, and dare your dreams to take flight. Thank you for your attention.
Keep it going for Russ. Let's hear from, come on guys, give him a little love. Now interested in getting a copy of Russ's book, you can come on up now. He's going to sign them for you. I'm very excited. You know, guys, I wanted to tell you this earlier. I forgot to tell you this. I almost didn't make it here today. I almost didn't. I wanted to do something nice today. It was a beautiful day, right? Didn't the Lord give us a gorgeous day? So I got up early this morning. I went out and I went horseback riding. I know you're looking at me going, who rode who, right? I know. I get up on the horse. 2 seconds into the ride, the horse flings me off. And my foot got stuck in the rope or the rein or whatever you're talking about, and I got spun around and around and around and around and around. If that manager of the Walmart hadn't come out and unplug that thing. Tough crowd.
I liked it. I thought it was
Thanks.
good. That was good.
Thanks. It's tough to follow. He's doing so well. All right. So now, anybody interested in getting Russ's book, come on up and get it. I'm going to set up shop over there. We're going to begin our interviews. I'm going to begin my interview with you. Yes, you're coming over first. And anybody else who's a fan of Russ's can come over too and to get a testimonial about his book. Okay? All right. Here we go.
If you happen to agree with this stance, then you should definitely get this book. People are fighting incredible amounts of opposition to get this thing done. They've made it their life's work. And if this is something that you believe in, you can support this movement a couple of different ways. Russ didn't mention, but I think there's over 8,000 children that were saved through the whole Choose Life license plate. Over $11 million raised in Florida alone that go to pregnancy centers and adoption agencies. There's no such thing as an unwanted baby. Somebody wants the child. So if this is an issue that is near and dear to your heart, you guys have a few minutes to come and pick it up. Russ will sign it for you. And if you're not going to get the book and you want to, you're going to interview Coleen right now. Mm-hmm. We'll have the next author up in just like 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to introduce the next author. His name is Daniel Mahota. He's got a great book that anyone should read. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'll let him talk about his book since he can do it better than I can. But guys, please give Daniel a nice warm hand.
So,
Andrew.
I was like, it's actually Andrew.
Andrew.
Daniel's over here.
Yeah. He's so good looking. It just stays in my head.
I'm trying to be like that guy over here.
Sorry, Andrew.
So my name is Daniel Mahona. I wrote a book called Friend Request Accepted, Connecting in a Disconnected World. So I'll give you my quick story so you can kind of relate to where I'm coming from. I moved down to Tampa 6 years ago from Indiana. I grew up in a farm town of 500 people. So when I first moved here, I'm actually a CPA, and I was doing my own CPA work. So when I first moved here, I knew one person. I'm sure a lot of people here can relate. If you move down here from somewhere else, where do you go to make friends as an adult? So it was very tough. I had to play sports. I went salsa dancing and volunteer. Did my Indiana alumni stuff. And I kept meeting other people that had the same story of where do you go to make friends as an adult? So over the past 6 years, I started accumulating some of these stories. And then I decided to write a book because I've heard from so many people that it's really hard to make friends today once you're post-college. So my book is about making genuine friendships. How do you start conversations? How do you read people? And just kind of putting yourselves out there. So I would say that my book's kind of an inspirational journey for you guys to go out there and read it. It's a very simple read. I've got a lot of my friends have stories in there about their own purpose, what they do. You can imagine, if you go to college for a certain degree, like I did, I went to college for accounting and finance to become a CPA, and then now I run a social club called Newtown Connections. So I'd like to give that story of it takes courage and just go out there and do something that you feel is why you're here. So my purpose is I asked myself, I come from Rolling Prairie, Indiana. How did I end up here in Clearwater, Florida today? And my purpose is I wrote this book to help people put themselves out there, start conversations, get off your phones, and have real one-on-one friendships. Because just because I have 5,000 followers on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, what does that really matter? I want to have a one-on-one conversation with you and the rest of you guys. That's how you build friendships, is one-on-one conversations, not by me posting something on Instagram and getting 100 likes. So that's what this book is really for. Is for everyone, whether you're 22, 42, 62, it doesn't matter. But the purpose is to go through this 18-step program of how to build friendships today, how to talk to people, and it's how to really build those friendships, because in this world we live in today, we're all kind of addicted to technology. And I'm trying to take it back a step of put down your phones. When you're at events, go and talk to people, start a conversation. And don't ask, I've been around the networking circuit for so long, I always tell people when I go out and do coaching now for meeting people, don't ask, what do you do? That's my number one thing. When you're going out and meeting people, whether I'm at a gym, I'm at a networking event, I'm here today, I'm not going to ask you, hey, nice to meet you, what do you do? Because whether it's 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon or 7 o'clock on Monday, most people don't want to talk about work. Do you guys want to talk about work anytime after 5 o'clock? I don't want to talk about work after 5. So I give you these pointers in my book of what questions do you ask? Again, if I'm going to start a conversation, I'm going to say, nice to meet you, where are you from, and how do you carry a conversation? Because, again, I think the generation we live in today with the millennials and everything else is we've kind of lost track of how to have a real conversation that isn't just texting people. Texting people is not a real conversation. So that's what my book is about. Like I said, I'd love for you guys to come up here, talk to me for a little bit. I'm happy to talk about my company, Newtown Connections. Because I said, what I do with my company, the whole vision is to take this to other cities. We're just based here in Tampa Bay right now. But my company is a social club. And the whole point of my club is to make friendships. So the vision of my company is to take this book to another platform, another level, and take Newtown Connections to other cities. So whether you're traveling or you're here, you can always make new friends, because that's the point of this book, is making new friends. So thanks everyone for coming today. I really appreciate it.
All right, so whoever wants to get Andrew's book, come get it here. Go purchase over there, then he's going to sign it for you. Now, we've all got friends, but we might not all have all the right type of friends. Read this book and be surrounded with the type of people that you want to be surrounded by. There's a big difference between the friends that you grew up with and the friends that you choose as an adult. This book will definitely help.
Hey everybody, so glad you're here with us. Hey guys, what's happening? We're here at the bookstore. We're at the big signing. One of the authors is here with me. Tell everybody your name and the name of your book.
Hi, I'm Coleen Leith, and my book is Ultra HD Marketing.
Ultra HD Marketing. What does that mean?
Ultra High Def Marketing. I work in technology, and what I found, I work with a lot of startups. And so I wrote this book to address some of the issues that a lot of startups face with getting their products launched and some of the obstacles they faced, and to give them some best practices and tips on being successful with that product and their investment.
And marketing meaning the whole package, not just social media, but all the way across the board. Boots on the ground marketing is still effective if it's done properly, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We use a 5-step process. Identify, simplify, toolify, amplify, and tweakify to get through proper preparation, getting your company set up correctly, and having processes in place that will ensure your success.
That was actually my nickname in college, Tweakify.
I love it.
Yeah. When a startup business underestimates the value of marketing, they really do. Most businesses do. They know the product. They know who they want to get it to, but then there's a disconnect between the product itself and getting it to the people they know need it.
Oh, absolutely. That's a very common issue, especially with technology. The engineers come up with these life-changing technology marvels, yet don't know how to communicate the features well to a prospective audience or prospective customers.
So that's where you jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. We go in there, fix things up, get the word out.
So you did it enough successfully that you said, okay, now it's time to write a book about it?
Yes, I've been doing this for over 20 years.
Why are you lying to me? You're like 19 years old. Why are you playing with me?
I started when I was 3.
You started when you were 3 years old?
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive 3-year-old.
Thank you.
No, but once you're kind of a success at something, that's when the time is to write a book about it, to let people know, okay, this is my life, this is my history, this is who I am, this is what I do. It will enhance your business, but also, again, your cachet, who you are and what you've done, so that you can help more people, right?
Absolutely, and that really is the purpose I wrote the book, is to help other people, especially those startups who struggle so much with getting that product off the ground. And the book is actually helpful to anybody who's trying to launch a product. You're going to find tips and tricks in there to help make your launch and your product more successful.
So what's the number one tip you would give somebody that's got a startup?
Follow the 100% marketing rule. Nothing works 100% of the time. So look at what you're doing, evaluate, measure, test and measure, and adjust as necessary to make sure you're optimizing your marketing.
All right, so if somebody has a new startup business and they want your help with that, your company, what's the company website?
Company website is www.marketingmatters.net.
Marketingmatters.net. Okay. And how do they get a copy of the book?
It's available on Amazon. It's available at Barnes & Noble's, and or contact me at Marketing Matters, and I'd be happy to send a book out, a signed book out.
I'm understanding correctly, I think, that you're getting like international success with this book. People around the world are recognizing what you've done.
We have had, because our target audience is so specific, we do work with companies internationally as well. So we have several international clients.
All right, so your hope is that you can help people understand, yes, you can launch a product, you can get it off the ground, but then you got to market it. You got to market it right.
Well, and that's even as it's even important to start preparing that marketing as the product's being developed, so that you have that strategy, you have those processes, and everything's in place. So when the product is ready, you're not straddled with a warehouse full of inventory.
That's a very interesting point. Most people don't think about marketing during the development of a product.
The marketing begins with when you name your company, with when you develop a logo. That's creating your look, your feel, your image to the public and your prospective customers.
Right, when you're branding.
Exactly, that all has to come into play from the very beginning.
And you have to think about it in terms of the before, the during, and after of development, and then a 5-year plan, basically, of how to develop, and not one form of marketing. You got to use every form, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you get into it, you'll see what works best for your particular audience, because different things do appeal to different folks, depending on the nature of the product. But yes, it's a variety of tools is by far the most effective approach to take.
All right, but let me ask you one about social media. It's become a big way now that people market.
Mm-hmm.
But the technology and the capability of it evolves seemingly daily. And so how do you keep up with it?
It does. It's challenging. The algorithms, the APIs, all of the interactions with your social media outlets are changing on a weekly basis. And they don't tell you, it just kind of happens. A lot of folks do put a lot of weight on their social media marketing, which doesn't necessarily, it can help raise awareness, you can do some advertising, help drive sales, but I certainly don't recommend that as the sole approach to marketing your product.
Well, even like for a product, per se, social media may get you some branding, but it's not going to get people to whip their credit card out, per se.
It can.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But again, you have to have a broad...
to add, how many have you, for instance, seen something on your Facebook feed and clicked to the website and purchased a product before?
Yeah.
I have, and folks do.
Yeah.
So if done correctly, that is a strategy that will help sales.
It's one strategy, but you have to have a diversified marketing strategy.
Absolutely.
All right. Speak directly to the camera and tell folks that they need to get your book.
Oh, okay. I'd love for you to purchase Ultra High Def Marketing. It's available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. And any questions, feel free to contact me at marketingmatters.net.
Okay. Thanks so much for being here today. Congratulations on your book.
Thanks, Pete.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Help me out. All right. The first lady of Ghost Publishing is here with me now.
How are you?
And I wanted to get your perspective. This is an interesting crowd here today and 4 really interesting authors.
Yes, it is. We have a lot of people coming out to see Christy, and I don't remember all the authors' names, but yes, it's an interesting crowd. Everybody seems really excited, ready to buy the books, ready to hear what the books are about. So that's always good. We have a good turnaround. And it did rain. In every book signing that Eli has here in Barnes & Noble, there's rain either before, after, or during. So without the rain, I don't know. It just definitely helps the crowd somehow.
Yeah, because then they're not outside at the beach. They said, okay, we could come.
We could come to the book signing, absolutely. You did a great job with your comedy. That was great.
Thank you very much. The spoken word, the authors here, the local authors, we can be proud of this. And you guys, I'm proud of you guys, what you're doing with Ghost Publishing, because you're giving these folks a chance, whereas they wouldn't get one otherwise. And here we are in a Barnes & Noble with a packed house. That speaks to what you guys have done with Ghost Publishing.
Eli pours his heart. It's not work for him, even though he does get stressed out at times. He loves to be able to sit with various people that have a book in their heart that they want to share a story and, kind of interview them and write for them It's his passion. So even though sometimes he's stressed because he's working on several books at one time, he really enjoys it. So every time he's able to finish a book, it's a blessing. It's, it's a check mark, but it's a blessing. He feels he's definitely a part of it, but he feels really proud of the authors. And it's great. I'm happy. I'm happy for all the authors because you're able to accomplish something that we all have a book in us, right?
Absolutely.
Some of us, maybe like you, have like 5 books within you.
Well, that's because I had lunch. I ate 4 books.
And it's because you have a little bit of gray, so you have a lot of experience.
That's so nice of you to say a little bit. That's so kind of you.
He's still a handsome man.
Oh, thank you. But no, you do. Everybody has a story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got life experiences, and your test becomes your testimony.
That's right.
And your mess becomes a message.
That's true. I like that. Say that again.
Your test becomes a testimony, and your mess becomes your message. And there's something to share that everybody has. Each of the authors today, there's a reason they wrote the book, because they have something they want to share to make a difference.
That's very true. And I think that we have several testimonies to say. I know when I speak in front of our ladies groups or in a conference, I always have to pray about which one I'm going to share. And a lot of times I get there and I just see what the crowd, who the crowd is. And so we have various testimonies. We've been through a lot of things and we want to share them. And some of them do become a best-selling book. So yes, absolutely.
The thing about Eli that I'll say the most about him, he sure did marry up.
Yes, he did.
What's going on here?
He's a good man. He's a good man.
We were just talking about how great of a job this is that you've done here, and what the amazing thing that Ghost Publishing is. We were just saying that the local author, people like this, wouldn't have a chance to be here in a Barnes & Noble and get their word out, get their message out, and help people with all 4 of these books are helping people.
Yeah, I mean, half the battle is having a well-written book. The other half is having a great marketing strategy for your book. And the Ghost Publishing, we're pretty good at that. We get this whole section here at Barnes & Noble.
Pack it out each time.
We have a relationship with the state of Barnes & Noble for all the stores in the states. You're going to have one in September 2nd in Carrollwood. In Tampa there.
You'll all have to come.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. I'm going to be the comedian that day. That's it. I'm going to do a little Brooklyn Queen thing.
But what's this married up stuff?
I'm just saying.
I'm taller. She married up.
No.
I'm taller.
But she's...
See, if I married you, you're taller. I'd marry up. Isn't that how it goes?
No, that's not what I meant.
That's not how it works?
I meant you got very, very lucky.
Well, it was God's favor. That's a message for another day.
Yes,
God's favor surrounds him.
But it's got to be rewarding for you. You did very well.
I totally did marry up.
You did. But you also
don't wake her up. I think she's like sleepwalking. Don't wake her up. Don't let her know.
It has been a blessing. I married a man who has brains.
How is your sight, by the way? Is it?
It's good.
Okay,
it's really
good.
good. It's a good. God knows what He's doing, who He's giving who
That's
to.
Right. That's
and
right.
So there's things. Go ahead.
I'm going to talk bad about this guy. I'm glad you're stopping me.
I love this guy. I'm
just
going to
saying,
go hug him now.
I'm glad you're in between us right now.
No, I'm just saying how lucky you are. What's that? I'm not picking. I've already. How many times do I have to tell you how handsome you are? How many times do I have to say it?
But her eyesight's fine.
I was just asking.
Right.
I was just,
I don't know why you gotta ask.
I was just asking. Just curious.
He reads to me. He reads poetry. He did.
Does he read poetry
to you? When we first met, he wrote poetry to me. It's an old school, but it won my heart.
At the beach.
At the beach.
At the beach?
Yeah.
Poetry at the beach.
And he was
Yes.
well spoken. So
Young
that
man,
was
learn.
he was smart.
Learn,
Brains are everything
learn.
for me.
All right. Before we get to the next
not
one.
just brains. The
looks. Oh, yeah.
Good looking.
I'm getting
Loves the
hammered over
Lord.
here.
Loves the Lord. So that's important.
And he's gorgeous.
Yes.
He is. He's absolutely
Yes.
gorgeous. All right, quickly before we get to the next author, just tell you got to feel really good today, rewarding and fulfilling that this is happening.
I feel great, but not for me. I feel great for the authors. I feel great that we were able to give them this platform to launch their books. Now Barnes & Noble is going to consider their books as players. And sometimes from these events, the books stay on these shelves.
That's right.
And that's what every author really wants, to be in part of the biggest book chain across the country. So I'm happy for them. They worked hard for it. They're very credible enough to write these books. So I'm just happy to provide this platform.
All right, cool. Let's get that next.
I am super proud of my husband.
I'm super proud of your husband also. He's a great guy, and this is all hard work that's coming through now. That he's put everything into it. You really have, buddy. I'm proud of you. All right, go ahead, get the next one up there. Hey. Give that to them.
Call me up, God. I was
Okay.
Okay, so we're going right along. Thank you guys for your patience. Right now, we're going to bring in Coleen Sterns. She wrote a very wonderful, in-depth book on marketing. Everybody here is selling something. Everyone here knows somebody who has a business. Everyone here knows someone that could use this book, if not you. This book is very comprehensive, not only in digital marketing, but also how to use print. But I'll let Coleen talk about it. Guys, let's give a warm hand to Coleen Sterns, please.
Thank you, Eli.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank you for your help on the book, your editing.
No, it's not on the PA. That's for the video.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yes.
Your editing skills were
Thank you.
priceless, and I really enjoyed working with you through the process.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much.
thank you for coming. And I am Coleen Leith. I'm the president of Marketing Matters, and we are an agency that works exclusively with consumer electronics and pro AV companies. So Ultra HD Marketing was written for tech startups and primarily companies in technology. So, okay. So what I found is one of the biggest challenges that tech firms face is they spend a lot of money, millions of dollars, to create jaw-dropping, life-changing technology marvels. And then they face a huge disconnect marketing these tech features for the benefit of the customer. So the effect of that is that they've lost their launch investment, and then they have all this warehouse full of products that they don't know what to do with. So we solved that problem using the Marketing Matters TWD system. So I'll talk briefly about that in a second. The reason I do this is I've primarily been a technology geek all my life. When I was a child, science fiction was my inspiration, and I wanted a Jetsons flying car and the Star Trek medical tricorder. It was just really something I felt was needed in my life. I still want them. So when I started working with a consumer electronics company in 1990, I knew I found my home and industry. And I love working with innovative products that really do help change the way people experience life. And I'm still a tech geek to this day. So ultra high def marketing is based primarily on the TWD system, which is total world domination, because we should all be entitled to dominate the world as we define it. So it's 5 quick steps. The first one is identify. So this is where I'm kind of breaking this down so it applies to virtually any type of company for marketing. The book itself contains a lot more tips specifically for the tech industry. Identify is creating your company name, your logo, your all your branding items. It's developing your budgets, your marketing messages, your strategy. It's figuring out who's going to buy your product, where you're going to sell it, OEM, through distributors, through reps, directly to consumers. And and after those, I'm going to kind of move through this a little bit quickly for you. The next step in the process is simplify, which is basically translating that technology product or that whatever your message is from that engineering speak to human speak. So folks can really understand it and you're able to communicate the benefits to your prospective audience. From Simplify also really does include your developing your customer processes and your warranties and all of the things that's going to make it easy for folks to do business with you. That's really important that those are addressed early on in the process. Toolify is where the best part. That's fun. That's the creative area where you get to develop all those tools that you're going to use to get the word out about your product. And once those tools are developed, you amplify them. Get those press releases out, that social media posts, those presentations, the digital marketing and such. And then the last step, which is pretty important, is tweakify. And what you want to do in tweakify is really test and measure what you've done. Is it working? What's worked well? What hasn't worked well? And make those adjustments. We talk at Marketing Matters, we talk a lot about the 100% marketing rule. Nothing works 100% of the time, so it's important to make those adjustments as needed. And that is pretty much in a nutshell what Ultra HD Marketing is about, and I welcome you to purchase a book today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. I just had a chance to interview her. This is really a fascinating book, so I want you guys to really come on up now, get a copy, You get an autograph. It's going to be very cool. It's going to teach you something, no matter what you're doing in business or even in life. Okay, you got to still market yourself in life, right? So I want you to get a copy of the book. This is my new best friend, so help her out. Okay.
This is what we do. This is what we do. Have a seat here.
Ready? All right, Kurt, you ready, brother? We're going to get right in this two-shot together like this here.
Okay.
All right? We're on? Okay. All right, tell everybody your name and the name of your book.
Andrew Mahota. The book is Friend Request Accepted, Connecting in a Disconnected World.
Social media is pretty much taken over the world, okay? Facebook is it, the Instagram, this gram. I don't tweet, I twerked by accident.
Is this on Facebook Live or something?
Yes, this is on Facebook
there
Live
you
right
go.
now. See what I'm saying? So how do you distill that and put it into a book?
So really, it's a matter of just general practice of how do you start a conversation. If I'm here at an event, how do I shake a person's hand? What's my first question? What do I talk about? How do I read people? Do they want to talk to me? So this book is an 18-step program for people who may be introverts, maybe extroverts, but just easy ways to go out and be yourself and have real conversations with people today.
All right. Have you seen people gravitate to the book just because of the sheer nature of how much social media just pretty much rules our world?
It's been the response has been very great so far because we do live in a disconnected world because, like I said, everyone's on Facebook today, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, but we all crave human relationships. So that's why it's been positive feedback so far today.
What do you hope people get out of the book? What's the number one thing you're hoping people will get out of it?
I really hope people start talking to their neighbors, talk to their friends, talk to their coworkers, make a phone call, and just get out there and have a real conversation. I really want people to have that one-on-one time with people and make time to have friends, not just be buried on Netflix, Instagram. Get off your phone and start meeting people.
So you're showing people a way to utilize social media to still have a human touch instead of it being replacing the human touch.
Yes, I mean, we're all humans. We've been around for thousands of years. I want to have a real friendship in person like this, not just what I see with you on Facebook.
Right.
So that's why I want people to get off their phones. Still, everyone's going to use a phone anyway, but to spark a real conversation. Maybe I'll pick up a phone and actually call you.
Hey, how about that?
I want people to pick up a phone and actually call you and invite you out to dinner or for a beer.
Okay, so you then started a business from this.
I did, Newtown Connections. And we have over 650 members of the group.
Okay, so how if somebody just comes into town, they want to join, right?
Yeah, newtownconnections.com. It's our website. You can sign up as a member. Starts at $20 a month. And just, if you don't know anyone, or maybe you're born and raised here, your friends have all gotten married. Where do you go if all your friends are married, right? You gotta go meet people. So that's what we do.
Speak right to them, brother, and tell them why and how they should buy your book.
So you should buy my book because in today's digital world, it's necessary to have the basic skills to start a real conversation and to have friendships. That's what we want today. It makes me happy to have a lot of friends in person, and that's what this book is about, is having real friends where I can go out and do stuff on the weekends and not be by myself.
You had a lot of people show up today. You do have a lot of friends.
Word spreads pretty fast, yes, but I've worked hard to make my friends. It takes work.
All right, so if somebody wants to get the book, how do they do that? Where do they get it?
They can go on Amazon. It's out there, friend request accepted, or search my name, Andrew Mahota. It's Machota. Amazon's the best way to buy it today.
How do you think that book is going to change the world?
Yeah, you saw Dale Carnegie did with his book. Why not me?
Why not you? Exactly right.
Why not me?
You're hitting on what's hot, so why not, right?
That's why I'm here.
All right, very good, brother. We'll appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. Okay, brother, come on in. Look right there at the camera. There we are, all together. All right. So tell them your name and the name of your book.
My name's Russ Ammerling, and this is my wife, Jill. And we've written a book called Contemplate Life, The Birth of the Choose Life License Plate.
All right. What's the book about? Tell me what'd you come up with?
Well, the license plate here in Florida was approved back in 2000, and it's raising money to support life and adoption in pregnancy centers, maternity homes, and nonprofit adoption agencies. So the book is basically, as the title says, the birth of the Choose Life license plate, how it came about, and how it's progressed across the country. Now it's in 32 states and raised $25 million for the cause of life and adoption.
So the book will help to raise more awareness for the license plate and then therefore save more lives.
Precisely. That's exactly our goal, that when this book gets out and travels around to different states in the country, it'll help us work in the other 18 states where we don't have the plate approved yet.
So you're hoping, again, that this book is telling the story of how hard it was to get the license plate in the first place.
Yes, it was, and actually it's filled with the miraculous things that God really did to make this happen. As you can imagine, this has been a fight. Yeah. For 20 years it's been a fight. There have been a dozen suits. 5 of them went to the Supreme Court. So this hasn't been just a small business. The Alliance Defense Fund and many other organizations like that have fought for this to get the plates approved in those various states.
You make the analogy to the Save the Panther license plate that nobody fights, and everybody says that's fine, because there's no money in killing panthers. But there is money to be made in killing babies.
Yes, there is. There's too much money to be made in killing babies, and that's the reason that they fight us on it, because every time a woman chooses to make an adoption plan for the child instead of aborting it, abortion doctor somewhere loses $400 or $500.
Right, and so that's why you've had so much opposition and so much miracles that God had to do just to get it into the states that it is now. And so now the hope is this book will carry it the rest of the way, get it in all 50 states, raise double, triple the money, and that's also in our lifetime see an end to abortion. I think we are going to see in our lifetime an end to it.
My prayer.
Yeah. So, all right, speak directly to the camera right there. Tell them why they should get the book and how they should get it, how they can get it.
Well, there's a number of things you can do. First of all, getting the book will be a very, very emotional and interesting read for you. If you're interested in life, you will be moved to action. That's my first goal. The second is to make sure that people that don't know about the Choose Life license plate will be motivated in their state to work with us and help us get the license plate in their state for them. The plate, as I said, raises millions of dollars for pregnancy centers, maternity homes, and nonprofit adoption agencies that are life-affirming to help them help women in crisis pregnancies to make a better choice than abortion.
Is there a website or a way they can purchase the book?
Yes, our website is choose-life.org. On the product store there, the book is for sale for $10.
And tell them one more time, you'd said it during your speech, if somebody wants to get the Choose Life license plate, it's fairly easy to do, and you guys do something pretty cool about it.
Yes, to soften the first year switching fee of about $60, we will give you a $50 rebate if you switch to the Choose Life license plate. All you need to do is send me an email, russ@choose-life.org. Say you want to switch to the Choose Life plate. I will send you an email telling you how easy it is, and then once you switch, you send me a copy of your receipt, and we will send you a check for $50.
Nice. All right, do you have anything you want to say?
I'm freezing to death. It's cold in there. I'm freezing to death.
She's freezing to death.
He's freezing to death. Okay, well, that's important to know. Okay. All right, Choose Life is a book that can be a world changer. I told you that when we talked the other day. Right. I do believe that. I do believe the tides are turning towards an end of abortion. We're seeing abortion mills closing. We're seeing Planned Parenthood has been exposed for the heinous evil that it has done. Those videos of the smoking gun we've been waiting for, and I see the tide turning. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that, and I urge you to, if you're in the fight, to spread the word about the Choose Life license plate. Contact us and let us get involved in your state and try to make it happen there. Jill and I have a mission and a goal of trying to see the Choose Life license plate in all 50 states in the United States.
I believe that goal will be achieved. I believe this book is a life changer, and I think everybody needs to get this book. I'm telling you guys, I want you to get this book. And I want you to buy it as a gift for somebody else and tell them I bought this for you because I love you and because I want you to understand what Choose Life is all about, how important that license plate is, and the $25 million it's already raised, and the 18 more states we got to get it into.
There is one more thing that I would like to share. I don't know how broadly this is going to go out, but we are offering to give a free copy of the book to any pregnancy center in the country. There's 2,500 of them. We will give you a book for free if you will agree to put it in your library, because we believe that if an abortion-vulnerable woman reads this book, it'll change her mind.
Change her mind. All right. Very good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you so very much. God bless you. Thanks.
You good, Andrew? Okay, your attention, please. Thank you so much, those of you that have waited. This next author, I swear she's half Spanish, Puerto Rican. Because she was late, I think, every meeting. And then you guys, her crowd, came kind of late too. She's got to have some Hispanic in here somehow, somewhere. I don't know where it comes from. Before I introduce Christy, there are some of you that came for another book, so I want to mention that book. We only have 4 of them here right now. This book is called Undaunted. Those of you that came for it, we have it for you. This is a true life account of a Holocaust survivor. And this story is absolutely amazing. I was honored to write it for her as she told it to me, her first person account. And not only the times when her whole family died and her going to Auschwitz and all the horrors that she experienced, but I'm going to tell you what makes this book great and why if you don't get it today, you're going to want to order it. What a lot of people don't know about Auschwitz was that they took 700 Hebrew women and they were doing operations on them, taking out their ovaries. The Germans wanted to figure out how the next time a German woman got pregnant, that they would have twins or triplets. Thus, in one generation, doubling or tripling the German race. So they took 700 Hebrew women in Auschwitz and they operated on them, stone cold, no medication. And Jermaine Pichon was there at 16 years old and she's lying there on the table. Dr. Joseph Mengele, known as the Angel of Death, the biggest modern war day criminal, is doing the procedure on her. And he slices her open and he takes out an ovary. She's laying there in unbelievable pain, crying for her mother, praying, and a German officer comes in and tells the doctor he needs to bring him downstairs to a bunker because there's a potential raid. Now, assisting him was a Jewish doctor who was also a prisoner and a Jewish nurse. This doctor was very renowned before the war. So Dr. Mengele tells him to finish the operation and he leaves. When he's alone with her, he says to the Jewish nurse, I'm going to sew her up. I'm going to save her ovary. And the nurse says, are you crazy? We can't defy the Germans. They're going to kill us. He answers, our lives are already forfeit. There's no way we survive. But God's got a plan for this child. This story is an amazing, incredible story. We actually, with that one ovary, I'm going to skip over a whole bunch in the story. I don't want to ruin it all for you. But with that one ovary, she survived the war. She got married. She had 4 children. 13 grandchildren, I believe. Great-grandchildren. And her oldest son runs the Pinellas Pregnancy Centers, helping children from being aborted today. He's here today. His name is Saul. He's right there. Saul, raise your hand. I have 4 books. I have 2 already reserved. We have 2 more books. You can order these books here at Barnes & Noble. They'll deliver them here, and we'll get those books for you. So, what a story, right? Isn't that crazy? You know, true life accounts make the best stories. Like our next client here, my next author here. How many of you guys are here to see Christy? You guys are all fresh, yelling, coming all late. But Christy's got an amazing, impactful story as well. You know, she was living the fairy tale life. Her husband was making money. She was spending it. She really didn't have to work, didn't have to worry about much. But when her next nail appointment was going to be. She has a beautiful daughter. You guys are laughing. You guys know her, right? She has a beautiful daughter, and then comes the prince. And then the fairy tale is complete. But there was something a little bit different about the prince. Turns out that he has autism. And in this account, I'm really proud of Christy because she she really unashamedly tells her story. Even though at some points she might not look like a great person or a great mother, because she went through anger, frustration, denial before she really started to turn the corner. And what she figured was, there's so many people that are going to be in my shoes, so many people that have been. And her friend Soha, where are you, Soha? Soha encouraged her to write this book. And so, this book is the what to expect when you're expecting book for anyone you know with autism. So guys, let's give a great hand to Christy Majon. Oh, excuse me. Okay, this microphone is for the video, so you're not going to hear it overhead, but you do got to speak into it.
I got to speak into it. Hi, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I have a huge support system. Oh, there goes Pete in the background, so I'm going to focus on Pete. No. I want to say thank you all for coming, and Soha, get up here with me. You're my rock. Yep, I'm putting you on the spot. You are my number one inspiration. If it wasn't for you, I would not be here today. Oh, I didn't want to do this. You stay up here. I'm ruining mine. I gotta stay here with me. I need you. Let's see. I got this. This book, Christian's Way, is a personal look into what we went through as a family when we found out our son Christian had autism. I had no idea how to treat a baby boy who couldn't keep food down and couldn't talk to me. As a mother, it was the worst experience of my life. I went through a bout of denial and anger before I fully accepted his diagnosis. Once I did, I was hell-bent in finding out how to be a caregiver and protector that he needed. I began to scour the internet for the ways to treat him, only to find so much misinformation out there. He needed an advocate. He needed a strong mother, someone who would fight for him, but I didn't know how. I know that I'm not the only mother to ever feel this way. Oh, they're so emotional. I also know that there will be many mothers after me who will go through the same thing. I wrote this book to help them. My heart breaks for those millions of families that don't know exactly what to do when their child gets a diagnosis. It took me many hours of research, and I found out what worked. I interviewed expert after expert on how to treat my son. I got to the point that other parents and some in the medical field were asking me for advice. My dear friend Soha inspired me to take what I went through and what I learned to share this book, Christian's Way. Thank you, Soha, for pushing me to help others. I love you. I love you too. Christian's Way is a book about what to expect when your child has been diagnosed with autism. Someone once told me that perhaps my son can get to the point where he works at Publix. It got me so angry. Publix? No way. My son's going to be an engineer. He's an absolute genius.
That's right.
Every child has a unique gift. And it's my way of sharing the world with my son. To the parents of the children, I want to tell you that your child's possibilities are endless. Your child was especially delivered to you to make your life better and more fulfilled. In this book, I requested the stories of other parents. Rafat, where are you? Where's Rafat? Get over here.
She wrote a chapter in the book of her own story. So her son, her child is autistic.
Thank you for being such a big part of it. Oh my God, I love you. Thank you. And so, your child was specially delivered to you to make your life better and more fulfilled. In this book, I requested the stories. I already read that. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I'd also like to thank Eli Gonzalez and his team of writers for helping me put my story onto paper. It has been an amazing year working with such talented professionals. Thank you. Thank you, Lil. Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you so much.
Lastly, I'd like to thank my family, especially Brianna. Where's my daughter? Get up here. This is my little helper. Mwah. Mommy loves you. She's the best big sister to Christian, and I thank you for everything. You're my little shining star. You know that, right? You are. And my husband, George, for always being my support and being positive and helping me stay motivated when times get rough. Christian, you are my inspiration, my little boy. Where are you? Give me my boy. Come here. If it wasn't for this little boy, I would not be able to write this book. You're my little inspiration. You're my life. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi. Every night in
Thank you, baby. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for all your support. I love you all. You are all a big part of my life. Mwah.
Great job.
Oh.
Great job. Okay, so you guys know the drill. You're going to come here. You're going to buy the books there. Then you're going to come back and get it signed. I have a couple of people I'd like to publicly thank. When you guys go ahead and buy this book and see this really cool cover, it might take you a while to see it, but there's puzzle pieces in this cover, which is really super cool. I'd like to thank Alex Rodriguez from Yummy Marketing. Raise your hand, Alex. He did the cover for this book. I'd like to thank Shirley Schurz right there. Shirley. She runs the Palm Harbor School of the Novel. Every first Tuesday of the month, she has a meetup group, and she helps people write their books. She helped write this book, and Lil right there is our editor for this book. Thank you so much. So, come get your books. Go pay from over there, and then come back and get them signed, please. Oh, and before long, we have, if I don't do this, there's a big dude that's gonna beat me up. So, Mr. George, he has a special gift. All right, guys, big hand for the Majons, please. Come grab a book and go purchase it, and then come get it signed.
Okay, now, here with me now from Yummy Marketing, because he's so yummy. Delicious. Is my good buddy, Alex Rodriguez. Buddy, what's happening? How are you?
See you, Pete. Awesome.
You had a big part in today, because how many of the different covers did you design?
We helped design the friend request accepted for Andrew Mahota and also Christian's Way for Christine Majun.
What goes into it? Tell me.
Oh, it's just looking at the concept of the book. It's really important to understand what it is and just build an attractive book cover that catches people's attention and makes them want to not only purchase it but also sit down and read it. It's all in the packaging, making something appealing to a reader.
So you have to kind of look at, okay, how do I get people's attention real fast? Because again, in this 2 seconds attention span world, if they don't get it right away, they're moving on.
Absolutely. You gotta catch people's attention. And the important thing about a book cover is not to say the whole story in the book cover. Just give people enough to understand what the book is about and make them want to grab it and just keep it as something valuable for them. You know?
Right, now talk to me about Christie's book, because you had to do something interesting there.
Yeah, this book, we designed the book cover for it. I'm going to purchase it now at the event, so I have not read it, but we designed the book cover. Christy actually has, I believe, a tattoo in this shape, so she provided us a photo of the tattoo, and what we did was we illustrated it in digital form to make it stand out, make the colors nice and attractive, and then we built this whole puzzle piece concept in the background, just to kind of illustrate the fact that everything comes together in her life story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, this is what you do at Yummy Marketing, not just for books, but tell me more about it. Tell me more about what you
Marketing. Well, we help companies raise their visibility, evolve their brand, and tell their story in a profitable manner. So one of the things that we do is we help personal brands such as book authors raise their visibility in several different ways, making sure that everything they do is excellent. So, people running and gunning, they have this risk of doing things in a less than excellent way, and we just ensure that they are on the top of the heap. But we also help companies of all sorts raise their visibility and just attract more customers, and that's what we do at Yummy.
So how can they find out more about Yummy? Where do they find you?
YMMY Marketing, so Yummy without a U, but YMMY Marketing is where we're at. Everything about us is there, and I'd be happy to help you if you decide that we're a fit for you.
I'm a big fan of this guy. He also designed the cover for my book.
Yeah,
and you did a great job.
Absolutely, it's an honor, and we're looking forward to that publishing very soon.
Yeah, well, the next one I'm in it.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
in September. So I appreciate
we
you.
might
made
be
a great...
together with my next book as well.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
me and you together.
Breaking news here. Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna get in a lot of trouble together. It's gonna be fun.
It will be fun.
All right, awesome, buddy. Appreciate
Thank you.
you. Thanks, pal.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you. Thanks. All right. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask you a question on camera since you were part of the book?
Sure.
Okay, come on in. Right over here, honey. There we go. We're going to get you right up close. You're way too pretty to be behind me. You got to get in front of me, okay? All right, tell us your name.
My name is Rifat Merchant.
Okay, and tell us how you're involved here today.
Well, I'm involved because I wrote a chapter to this book about my daughter Zafira, and I actually knew Christy before she actually accepted the diagnosis of autism, and I actually worked with her son in the classroom. My background is special education, so that's how I know her, and that's why I contribute to her book.
Okay, so you wrote a chapter about your experience.
Exactly. Although I knew her as a friend when she was getting to know her experience, was beginning the journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so why should everybody get the book?
Well, it really is. I mean, I don't know the other parents who contributed to this book, but every child who has a kid on the spectrum is different. Every experience is different. And so everyone should read it to find out all those different experiences. Because you might find your child in all 10 different chapters, a little bit of your child.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. How's it feel to know you got a chapter in a book and it's out?
Well, that's why I was just showing Zafir, like, here's your name. We have to go buy his book. And it's amazing, you know, and it makes me want to write my own book because I have a child with another sort of SPD.
You know, I'm going to speak that into declarative for you. I'm going to speak that aloud for you.
Okay.
You are going to write your own book.
I'm planning on writing on my own book. I feel like I really do have a story.
You do have a story to tell, and it's going to be published. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to be published.
Thank you. Thank you for the inspiration.
You're welcome. It's going to happen. You're going to do it, okay?
3 A's and an S.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so get it going. You're going to do it. I know you are. You're welcome. Thank you. You just purchased a book. Tell me about what you purchased and why.
Yes, I did purchase this book. I had an opportunity to meet Christy this spring and to help her decide what would be best for her to include in her book. She's a wonderful young mother. Her desire to help other young moms and help them get out of their denial or depression was just amazing. She has grown so much in 3 years, and I couldn't be prouder of her today than to produce this book.
Look how many people turned out for her. This is really a universal story and something that everybody can get something out of, right?
Absolutely. Any kind of a parent, but we all do know someone in our family or some friends that we love that have a special needs child. And the autism spectrum now, you know, used to be just autism and Asperger's, and now it includes just about any kind, the LD kids, the ADHD kids, the obsessive compulsive, all the way up to this recently, the Down syndrome children have been added to the autism spectrum. So everybody around the world has a child that is dealing with this. So it's for everyone. And it's inspirational enough to be for any parent that if you're just having difficulty knowing how to deal with your child, it's a very inspirational book for that. Lots of good quotes and things.
Good. Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Thank you.
Cool. Sure. Hey everybody, it's Pete O'Shea here at the Barnes & Noble on U.S. Highway 19 in Clearwater for the big book signing for Ghost Publishing. My good friend Eli Gonzalez, who I do a weekly Facebook live show with called Conversations with a Ghostwriter, which you can see on his page, Ghost Publishing, or his own page, Eli Gonzalez. He's also the publisher for the second edition of my book called Pain Was My Friend, which will be out by September 1st. And the next event for all of us with the book signings is going to be on September the 5th at the Carrollwood Barnes & Noble, in which myself, Alex Rodriguez, and 2 other authors will be doing the same thing, signing books and tell everybody our stories. Today was a great opportunity to hear 4 very unique stories of 4 local authors who wrote a book about something that matters to them that they wanted to share. They wanted people to know about. They thought, hey, this could help some people. I did the same thing. My book is called Pain Was My Friend. I spent 17 years in mind-numbing back pain. God came to me in a dream and showed me how to get out of it, and I had a miracle cure in which I was operated on while I was awake for 4 hours. And when it was over, I walked off the operating table. When I got there, I could not walk. And so I wrote a book about it called Pain Was My Friend. You can go to painwasmyfriend.com or Barnes & Noble's or Amazon. And again, a second edition with more stuff in it, an epilogue that says what's happened since the book came out, will be coming out September the 1st from Ghost Publishing with a whole new cover designed by our buddy Alex Rodriguez from Yummy Marketing, who we just interviewed a moment ago. And just a more broader focus for more people to enjoy it. That's why I enjoy working with Eli. He helped me to show my book in a more broader way. And I thought it was just for people with back pain, but it turns out that more people resonated with the emotional and spiritual pain that I talked about in the book, and so much more people have gotten something out of it. So I'm very excited to be working with Eli. I want you to go to theghostpublishing.com. There you'll learn all about the Conversations with a Ghostwriter TV show, the International Ghostwriters Association, which has a class you can take where you can learn to be a ghostwriter like Eli is, who's done over 70 books. Make a good living doing it, too. And he's got a class that you can take online and learn how to do it. So go to the International Ghostwriters Association.com and learn all about that. Again, go to the Ghost Publishing. If you have a story in you, and you can't get it out, you just don't know how to do it, Eli's the guy. So you see, you go to him, tell him your story, he helps make it into a book, and now you got your story out there for people. You can make a difference. Right now we have a packed house here for people getting the books. It's amazing. 4 local authors dominating a Barnes & Noble today, selling books, telling their stories, signing autographs. It's pretty cool. That could be you also. TheGhostPublishing.com or the International Ghostwriters Association.com. Check both of them out. Reach out to Eli at theghostpublishing.com, and let's get you going. Let's get your book written. It felt great. When my book first arrived in the mail, I'm not going to lie to you, I slept with it that night in the bed with me. Kurt's laughing at me, but it's true. I cuddled with it all night. I tried to get it into the shower with me the next day. I put a shower cap on it. I put it in the front seat in the car driving to work the next day. Tried to drive in the HOV lane, but I got in trouble for that. They said it wasn't a person. Whatever. But it's an amazing thing to see a book with your name on it. And I know that you can make a difference with it. People have gotten so much out of the book I wrote, so much inspiration from it, empowerment, some hope. You can do that also. So I want you to check out what Eli does. I want you to come be part of these events with us. It's great to see the whole community coming together. All 4 of the books today had a message, something that mattered, something they could make an impact with. And they were able to do that today. Amazing, right? These are 4 people, local folks just like you. You can do the same too. So again, I want you to go to theghostpublishing.com, or you can go to the International Ghostwriters Association.com, either one of those websites, and learn more about what's happening here, how you can get your story, how your test can become your testimony, or how your mess can become your message. I suffered for 17 years with mind-numbing, kill-me-now back pain. I wanted to die every single day. But again, God came to me in a miracle, in a dream, told me how to get out of it. Went and saw a man. He operated on me while I was awake. Couldn't walk when I got there. Dragged my left leg behind me. When it was over, I walked off that operating table. Walked right off. That's the story that I needed to tell. I didn't want to tell it. I didn't want to relive it. I wanted to move on. But I had to tell it. I had to share. That hope was still there. You could be down, but you're not out. And that miracles happen every day. You're listening right now to a walking miracle who's only alive by God's grace, and I wrote a book about it. I live to tell it, and I'm getting to tell it every single day. So I want you to go there and check that out, too. So be part of what we're doing here. TheGhostPublishing.com. Your story. It's there. You got us. Everybody's got a story. Just go and tell that story. And Eli can help you do that. He's the best, the absolute best at this. And he cares. Look what he got for his people. A Barnes & Noble book signing. Packed house. People selling books. Pretty amazing. He's a pretty amazing guy. So come be part of what we're doing. Let me see if I can get some more people to interview. Take it 2 seconds. We'll find out, see if I can get more people, okay? Does anybody want to speak up on Christy's path and say hi to everybody? Come on over. It'll be fine. I promise. It'll be okay.
You're on your own, woman. Fine.
Hi, how are you? I'm Pete.
I'm Nina.
Hi, how are you?
I'm Christy's husband's sister.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so good. Very perfect. Okay, so we're just, I'm going to make it real easy, I promise. Okay, just come right up. I want you right. You're too pretty to be behind me. You got to get in front of me. There you go. See, you're right there in the camera. See? Okay, ready? Okay, you ready, Kurt? Okay, tell everybody your name.
Hi, I'm Nina Majun.
All right, and you are related to the author today.
Yes, I am.
Tell us about that.
I am her husband's sister.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your experience with the whole idea of the book, Christian's Way, and everything. Tell me about it.
It was a very good experience. It was actually an eye-opening experience. We haven't experienced anything like that in the family, so it's a good way to open your eyes and get to know things and, get to know about this issue.
Do you think this book will change lives?
Yes, it definitely will.
I don't think people understand autism. I don't really think they get it. They don't.
Yeah, I don't think they do, but this is a mother's point of view, which you get usually the medical point of view, but this is a mother's point of view that she had to experience and was leading you throughout the whole book of what she went through, which is in the beginning was denial and frustration because she couldn't help him. But she found a way. She overcame her worst fears and wrote a book about it to make it easy on other moms and other families.
You guys, all the whole family must be very proud.
Oh, we are very proud. We're so excited and very proud of her. We'll always support her, and she is such a great mom. We'll go to restaurants and his food is separate. She'll make sure, she'll ask the chef if she has to, but she was still always with us. She didn't say, oh no, my son can't eat that, so I'm not going. She was always with us, always supporting and always going out of her way to make her child feel just like everybody else, that there's nothing wrong with him. And just like she said, he will be an engineer.
That's right, he will be. All right, look right into the camera and tell them that tell them the name of the book and that they got to get it.
You got to come out and get Christian's Way. It's a very special book. It's about autism. Just even if you don't experience anything with autism, it's good to read about it, and I encourage all of you to come out and get it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your support today. Thank you. Nice meeting you. Okay. Okay, so tell everybody your name.
Soha Haidar.
And tell us why you're here today.
I'm here to support my girlfriend, Christy Majun. She wrote a book about her son, Christian's Way, very special boy. It's a perspective of a mother's point of view on autism.
Do you think this book can be a life changer? I think it can. I think it'll give people a better understanding.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, she changed my life, and I'm not even involved, and I don't even have an autistic child, but she helped me understand what it is like to deal with an autistic child. So it helped me have a better relationship with him.
Wow. Okay, and again, so but you were able to get something from that also by living that experience.
Of course, and I can apply that in my field. I work in the restaurant industry, so maybe one day I'll have an employee who's autistic.
Well, we're seeing more and more of it now.
Absolutely.
Okay, and it's a broad spectrum, and it really is misunderstood. Mm-hmm. I think this book, Christian's Way, can help the families not only that are going through it, but like you said, everyone else also.
Absolutely. Of course, it could help you in, like I said, through friend of a friend's child, somebody that possibly works for you, somebody that is your neighbor, and it's very broad as well. And there's very different levels. So I think it's super important to educate yourself on everything in life. So why not autism?
Well, yes, because again, Christian is a very special and amazing young boy. We just saw him. He's adorable. Mm-hmm. And so he's going to be an engineer.
Absolutely.
And every child has the right to be all they want to be.
Absolutely. And every child deserves a mother like Christy, especially a child that has autism. She's super, super patient, and she's very adamant when she wants something for her son, which is every child needs that.
She told us that Christian taught her more than she taught Christian. You know her well, is that true?
Very true. My son taught me a lot, and he's not autistic. We learn a lot from our kids, so I believe that having a special child such as Christian is only going to teach you that much more.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Okay, you come in next. Okay, you're next. Come on in. Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Keisha.
Keisha, how are you? Let's get you up close here so everybody can see how pretty you are.
Oh.
Okay?
Well,
Trust me,
thank
they
you.
want to see you,
Is this
not me.
good? So,
See? There you are, right there.
we just reflect off of each other.
Okay, yeah, they.
That's good.
All right, tell them your name.
I'm Lakeisha, and I've known Christy for about 12 years now. She used to babysit my son, so that's why I
Wow.
first met her, yeah.
All right, so tell me a little bit about your friendship and about your experience with this as she's putting this book together.
Oh, man, do you have time for all this
Yes, we do.
friendship?
Go ahead.
Well, like I said, you know, she babysit my kid when he was maybe about in the 5th grade. And our friendship was based off of, you know, her, you know, getting to know my son. And I got a deep understanding of how she loved kids. And we have, which I have another kid, which is 5, around Christian's age, is they kind of grew up around the same time. And I realized a lot of the different things that she was going through raising Christian. And at the time, I didn't understand what she was going through because I didn't know that he was autistic at the time. So through her perspective and her eyes, I was able to kind of understand a little bit more how her child was a little special and a little different than the average kids that we see in school. And what I've learned over the years is that autistic kids are very bright.
Yeah, they are.
And they are very talented. And society kind of puts them in this mold, in this box of not being able to fit in with the rest of
Correct. Just because they communicate differently doesn't mean they're not incredibly intelligent.
Absolutely. They just have a different way of being able to express themselves. And that's one thing that she taught me, being a mom and having a kid that's a little different than mine, is I've never understood how to communicate with my son at a young age. I was just always kind of taught, you know, the parents do what they wanted to do and the kids kind of followed along. And she taught me that you have to be able to come from a place of being able to understand your kids.
Amen.
And have the patience and the time to kind of build that communication with them. So that's definitely something that I really learned from her, and it created a better bond with not only my oldest son, but my 5-year-old son.
That's awesome. So it's had a real impact on you.
Yes, it has, definitely. And I've been with her during all of her struggles. And I remember when she came and wanted to write the book and things that she was going through. And just being a mom and being a wife and having a kid who kind of needed her attention 24/7, it made me look at my life as a single mom and go, wow, I can't really compare to this superwoman that I kind of know.
Awesome.
And she's motivated me to be able to kind of go after my dreams.
Good for
and
you.
even because I am a mom of 2, still have the time to say, you know what, I can still be ambitious about my own goals.
Good for you.
Absolutely. So I appreciate the fact that she empowered me.
Good.
When it comes to that.
Very good. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. All right, let's get her in here. We've been talking about her. All right, let's get you in here now. Come on, buddy. Come on in.
Yes, oh gosh, that's
There you
too
are.
close.
Okay,
I'm
right
such
there.
a bad sign.
Okay.
Okay, I'm better now.
All right. All right, tell us your name and the name of the book.
My name is Christy May June, and my book is Christian's Way.
All right. This was a book everybody's telling us that's had a major impact already. Just being around you as it was written, everybody's seen the power impact of this. Tell them what the power impact of this book is.
You always put me on the spot. You know that, right?
That's
I get so nervous.
kind of the idea.
I know. I don't like that.
What do you,
Okay.
All right, tell me about the book.
Okay. My book is about autism, and I am trying to help other families help their children so that they can get the help that they need if they get a diagnosis with autism.
Okay, and you told me earlier that Christians taught you more than you taught him. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're hoping this book will help everyone that's going, not just the people that have autism,
No,
but everyone.
With anyone. I'm trying to inspire people to change their perspective on life. And I really didn't expect to do this right now. You're making me so nervous. Oh my God.
Okay, well, I'm not doing it on purpose, buddy. I'm just doing my
I
job.
know, you're doing your job. Okay. I'm trying to inspire other families, and even with any diagnosis that you get with a disability of a child, that you're going to need to do certain things to help them to succeed.
All right, so tell everybody why they should get the book.
Because you love me,
That's a good enough reason.
right? And you love my son.
He's adorable, by the way. He's
Thank
absolutely
you.
adorable.
Thank you.
Where can they get it? How can they get the book?
They can get the book at Barnes & Noble in Clearwater.
Very good. All right, this is your first book signing. It went amazing. How do you feel?
Nervous.
Really? You did great.
Thank you.
You were awesome. You did
Thank
a great
you.
job. All right, you're in. All right, I don't want to
Am I
put.
free to go?
Yes, you're free to go.
Good,
Okay, yes, you're done. Yeah. Okay. Jump right in here with me. This is George, Christy's husband. We're just talking to her now. Tell me your thoughts on the book.
I think it's very inspirational. Obviously, very honest, very transparent. That's the main word there. And I think she did a really good job.
This is a book that transcends. It's not just about for autism people. That's not the target market. Everyone can change their perspective on the whole idea of this and how you treat people, how you look at people. This is a book that really could be transcendent, can it?
Yes, I think ethics, moral, and character play a big part of it.
Yeah. I understand you wrote a chapter also, and what I'm told, I have not had the chance to read it, but I'm told that it was very heartfelt and very positive. You were very upbeat about that. Tell me about that.
Yes, I stayed positive throughout my whole life with everything, and I think, I helped on that side of it to where, where she was down, just the other half to pick her up, I guess you want to say, So I tried to keep that, positivity with her and inspiration with her to let her know that somebody always got her back.
This book, again, is going to get people to see there's a real misnomer about what autism really is, all right? And just because they communicate differently doesn't mean they're not brilliant, doesn't mean they're not phenomenal, it doesn't mean they're not going to be able to do and achieve everything the other kid gets. They get every chance, they should have every opportunity every other kid gets too, right?
Absolutely right. You have to understand that there's two different worlds. One is our world and one is their world, and you got to meet halfway. You have to let them understand our world as much as they need to understand their world. So.
You must be really proud, though. You got to feel good about this, knowing that your lives and Christian's life are going to make tremendous impact on people all over the world.
Correct. Yes, it will. And she's doing a really good job with it. Christian is, everybody has their special kid, and her main saying basically is just hold on to your special kid and don't lose that faith in him. Don't lose that hope, because every little bit counts. Every little bit.
And he's adorable. He was great when he was up there, wasn't he? He was fantastic.
Yeah, he was doing really good, yeah.
So you got to be really proud. You're a proud dad and a proud husband today, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate you. I'd say, Eli, another very successful book signing today. All four authors did extremely well. Packed house. Tell me how you feel.
I feel great. I feel great for them. Like I said, it's one thing to get your book out. It's one thing to get your book out at Barnes & Noble. Their friends, their families came and supported them. You were great.
Thanks, buddy. You're always great. It's your heart that I love the most, buddy. I mean, seriously, you have incredible talent.
Did you say my heart?
Heart.
I thought you said my hotness.
That too.
Oh, was there an R?
Yeah, heart.
My heart.
Your heart. No, you have a tremendous heart to help these people, to make a difference and to get it out there. Your passion speaks volumes about who you are. And that's why this works, and that's why these people are being successful today. You're driving this for them, and that's big. I mean, that's what Ghost Publishing's all about. That's what you're all about.
Yeah, everyone has a calling. I think I found mine. I love writing. I love helping them tell their stories. I love getting their stories outside of their house walls and out into the world in a book format, so it doesn't sleep. It crosses oceans, and I just absolutely love it. The best part about what I do, though, Pete, is later hearing the stories of how these books helped really change lives. Even if it's that they laughed, even if they were just entertained, to know that we brought joy to it, to them. But also, some of the stories like the Holocaust one and the autism book, Christian's Way. I mean, that's seriously going to help some families.
Sure, it is. The Choose Life, the social media,
Choose
all
Life,
in the market, all of these. They're going to have a tremendous impact on people.
Yeah,
they're going to change lives and be transformative. They really are.
Yeah. And I tell you, these people knew they had a story. You that's watching, you have a story as well.
There you go.
You don't have to really hire anyone to do it. Just start writing it. Write it. Write it. Write it. Bless others.
And you can go to theghostpublishing.com, learn how you can get your book published, how you can wind up being an author in a Barnes & Noble, doing a book signing, and everybody listening to everything you're saying, okay, and make a difference. The main thing, each of the 4 books today will make a difference in people's lives. They will change lives in a positive way for a long time to come. That's what you guys have the opportunity to do. Everybody has a story that could do that.
They do. Just have the wherewithal. Just have the courage to share it. Just share it. Share it through the written word.
All right, anything else we need to tell them, buddy, before we wrap this up?
No, man, I'd like to thank you again for coming.
Thank you, buddy. My pleasure. Always an honor. Always an honor.
I'd like to thank Kurt Middlebrook for doing the video. I'd like to thank Mike McCoy, who did the photography. There's a ton of people. I'd like to thank Alex Rodriguez from Yummy Marketing, who did some of the book covers. And there's just, so many people.
Don't forget to thank your wife.
Lil Barkaski, who's one of my editors. Shirley Schurz, one of my writers. Lauren Murfield, Dr. Lauren Murfield, one of my writers. And of course, my lovely wife for supporting me and putting up with me. But other than that, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys. And we have another one. We have yours.
September what?
September 2nd. We have
September 2nd at the Carrollwood Barnes & Noble. Come and join us. Myself and 3 other authors will be there as well.
Yeah.
My book is Pain Was My Friend. I told you about that earlier, boys and girls. You'll come on out and join us for that again and see what local publisher and local authors can do and the impact they can make at a big giant chain like Barnes & Noble. It's pretty amazing stuff. I'm real proud of you, buddy. You did a great job, pal. Fantastic. Hey, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again real soon.